This is Michi Hoyer, this is ACR Zakspeed, and this is my personal preparation for my first ever race in the Porsche 911 RSR around Spa-Francochamps. So it's Monday, it's the final day of the week in an iRacing week, and I was thinking about it all week, all the time when racing together with George, but in order to make it into the same split, I kept with a Mercedes. But now I've changed my mind, and here we are in a practice session with a Porsche 911 RSR. We got full fuel into the car. It's the standard basic set, whatever it was the last time I touched it. And yeah, we're gonna have a little bit of setup guiding going on just today. And let me see what we can do here. Well, Kazimir, first of all, thanks for joining in from Twitch. The second thing, as you said it, you would love to have it in the beginning of the week. Yes, indeed. Problem was, in the beginning of the week, I still was busy a very lot. Had a lot of stuff to do with FSR still. And yeah, haven't touched the car all week. So I just made myself a little bit ready with the track and got in touch with it just before firing up the stream, so that I'm not starting with a full zero. But nevertheless, we're gonna have to set ourselves a benchmark first. So what we're gonna do is take the car around 2 or 3 quick laps to see what the balance is like. I'm not sure whether this is standard, but it feels like massive understeer is in place. The biggest personal problem I got with this car right now, it has no anti-lock brakes or no anti-blocking system, no ABS. Keep it. Right, fix the braking for that turn. Oh, thank you very much indeed, Kazimir. No, to be fair, the English is part of my sim racing career, isn't it? I started sim racing with being age 13. No joke, by that I had a grade C or D in English, which is an equivalent to 3 or 4 here in Germany. When I was age a good 14, 15, 16. But because of sim racing and all the league stuff I was racing in being handled in English, I was sort of forced to speak and learn it. Yeah, this put me to the position, speaking wise, where I am right now. Obviously, during the studies for business administration, I had English speaking subject as well, which definitely did help. Off track. Yeah, but it's not like part of my regular job. It's just watching a lot of videos, speaking a lot of English to some sort of sim racing friends and stuff. That is where my English basically comes from. But thank you very much indeed, Kazimir, that's very generous of you. I saw you doing streams in German only, is it the case? So lap time wise, we want to do a 2 minutes 12, 2 minutes 13, something in that range, to be competitive in a top split. Right there, this is a 2 minutes 14.4. Despite this is an off track, I will keep going just in order to unleash the full boundaries of the car. And then we have a look at setup for the very first time. I do believe I'm in a too long gearing ratio. I will definitely try the shorter one. I hear you, Kazimi. Yeah, it's a bit of a problem if your English is not really applicable for fluid talking. I can see that problem. I had it before. Just maybe not when I actually started streaming, but I went through that period of time as well when I had friends and I was randomly talking to them in English, and I was like every second or third word I was looking for the vocabulary in my head, and it just didn't appear. Yeah. Alright, anyway, from that lap I take, we have another second to spare in the car at the minute right now. Yes, as Booth is just saying right now, you need to start handling the English speeches, and you need to start handling the English viewers, and just randomly start talking in English, and you will be fine at some point. Right, looking into the setup right now, I do have a little bit too much grip in the rear end, despite the spin right there. I'm already in the short gearing section, so probably going even lower on the wing in order to max out on the gears a bit. This is a common problem with the car, I do believe. Furthermore, I'm lacking a bit of front end grip, so that's why I increased the camber by 2 clicks here. Some guys go even further up, but at this stage I don't think that is really necessary. In order to further go on to further have more grip at the front, we want to increase the rake, and also want to lower the front end in order to make the diffuser work even more, because on this RSR there is a massive diffuser that should help producing some downforce. So also we increase the rear, we lower the front, that should shift the weight balance a lot towards the front and give us a better turning and stuff. Oh, Kazimi, I got the bad English-German accent as well, so no doubt, no problem about that. Problem with that is because I've never been abroad. So, well, I was 1 week in London, but I don't really want to call this abroad and learning a language and stuff. I mean, sometimes it still happens to me. I'm talking to you guys, and then there's a break, and then I'm looking for vocabulary myself. Booth, that is no problem, because you can have a look, Booth, in on the YouTube in the description. You will find a link, the Discord link to my free-to-use Discord server. I probably should have put that in the description of Twitch as well. But as a matter of fact, my Twitch account is that small. I kind of forget about updating the description there sometimes. because the YouTube channel is what really drives me here. So yeah, according to the changes, the car is a lot more front-endy. So what I do now is I put the brake bias back towards the front. That should give a lot more stability on the initial turn-in. Because I take a little bit of rotation or turning momentum out of the car, which I just had to use before because of the weak front end on the setup. But as the weak front end on the setup is fixed now, we should have better turn-ins, we should have better cornering speed, we should have a little more loosey rear end. We're gonna see how we have to deal with that then. But right now things are looking good. The lower rear wing should definitely help us on the straight line speed now. Still a lovely balance through Eau Rouge, despite a little bit too much turning on the wheel on Radillon, which slightly offset the car. But you can see on the timer at the top, we literally just gain a tenth because of the lower rear wing and more straight line speed. Car is a lot more nervous now on the rear end. The traction control works a lot harder. So we haven't really improved the balance of the car, to be fair. Thank you very much, Booth, for helping out here on my bad editing or on my bad homework I did on the Twitch stream. Another off track, just slightly though. I have heard that this Porsche 911 RSR is by natural a good 3 or 4 tenths slower than the Ferrari, but I haven't proved because I do not own the Ferrari. Oh, maybe it's just a little bit too much right now. Let's see what the lap time is. 2:14.3. So I think whatever we did on the rake was particularly good, but a little bit too much. I think this Porsche wants to spin quite early. I'm not sure how the other GTE cars handle, but the Porsche is, to my understanding, very aggressive. Something which is really bad on this car is traction control. Like, it's not bad in terms of the actual job it does, but once it steps in, it slows you down incredibly much. So 2:14.0. Let's see. Would surprise me if I could go through through Eau Rouge and be quicker at the top. Yeah, just slid off there. Oh, booth, I'm never really turning down steam. I just keep it open. Alright, back to the setup. Oh, that was wrong. I think the tire pressures on the rear should always be a click lower than on the front. I wanna decrease the traction control system a bit. To me it just regulates too much. And furthermore, I mean, we agree that the front end is a lot more grippy, but the rear end just wants to step out on the initial on the braking. So what we do at the rear, we increase the rebound dampening by a click, and on the front, well, this is already quite high, I assume, yeah. I mean, even for a better turn-in, I would love to lower it, which is kind of wrong, because lowering the front low-speed compression damping makes the weight move forward more quickly, and when you start sliding at the rear, you're some kind of lacking the grip or lacking the weight in the rear end. So that is kind of contradictory of what I just did. Then I want to take a little bit away the rake again. That should also help on the rear end, grip. The wing gurney flap is a larger gurney flap, means more total downforce and more grip with aerodynamical balance shift rearwards as well as more drag. Well, are we on a low downforce track? Actually, we could be, but we'll just keep it right here because I don't want to lose more grip in the rear end, and I'll leave it like this. What you mean there? It is soft booth. Casimir, you're planning to do a race in the next couple of hours, minutes? Actually, it feels on this car that the tires just gain the right working temperature on the second timed lap. And I don't think it's me doing a lot of stuff different. Oh, that's very nice. So we're gonna meet at least in the next upcoming one. Because the setup guide I'm doing right now is the race preparation for the 2045 IMSA race. Not sure whether I can do a midnight race once again. I actually do not want to do that. Did this yesterday and I was pretty done that morning when going up for work, getting up for work. Right now the car feels very good to me. I think it's still a little bit on the oversteery side, but definitely something to work around. Milan, I'm on the practice session on my own, so in a local session. No public session, unfortunately. No, it's not hosted. I'm sorry. Yes, Milan, I'm joining the practice session in about 45 minutes for the IMSA race. There's definitely more turning in the car. I'm still of the opinion that the second lap is quicker on the tires. Oh, traction control had to work here. Well, the car is working tremendously better through this area with the settings I just did. Yeah, sure, Casimir. We're looking forward to it. Have a battle on the track. Very nice indeed. 2 minutes 13.6. Not so good in the turn 1. Yeah, totally got this Rouge wrong. Yeah, it's a fair amount of difference, Casimir, with just 2 clicks on the traction control. Rip. Yeah, this is the reason why I would love to have a little bit more front end dumping, because in the initial turn in I just lose the car. I mean, I was locking. Was I locking the front or the rears? I can't even tell. Sure, Werner. I definitely want to try it, and I just keep working a little bit more on this one here. Because I still believe that I should be able to do a better job. Big plate is already at the slimmest setting. Werner, you could send it to me on hoyermichi@avidchronicracing.com, and since I got my Outlook right here and right open, I immediately get the get your email, and then I can dial it in real quick. And at this point, I would like to do a quick shout out to Michael Clark, to that €50 donation. Michael, that is so fantastic support. It's so generous of you, and I'm very sorry through the time you're going through right now. I've heard you're a busy guy, and there's a lot of bad things happen at home. Don't let it get you down. Keep your head down. work through it, and come back stronger. I'm looking forward to see you back on the screen, on the streams. As I'm looking at my front suspension right now, I do not even what this compression damp slope means. The slope of the high-speed compression damping curve is used in conjunction with a high-speed damping level to adjust the damping curve shapes. Meh. Low slope combined with high level produces very digressive curves that control the aero platform and suit large curb strikes. High slope and low level produces linear curves that typically suits bumpier tracks. Minimum dumping at 0, maximum dumping at 7. Well, we definitely have a little bit of a bumpy circuit here. No big curb bumps as well. So I think the slope is right. High slope and low level. Yeah, so we keep that. I want to make the rebound of the low speed a click softer so we gain more grip on the acceleration towards the back really quick. The high speed rebound dumping. Oh, that is a tick too stiff, if you would ask me. Take that down a bit. Looking at the front, at the rear again. High-speed compression dumping. Would be like this. And the low-speed dumping also, I give this a click softer. So as soon as we hit the accelerator, the car's gonna respond pretty good. Thank you very much, Werner. Have a quick look whether I received something. Yeah, I got 3 big Outlook mailing inboxes, whatever. I want to save this as Michi Hoyer Spa 2506-2018 V1. Werner, thank you so much for your setup. Saving documents, iRacing setups. Porsche 991 RSR. We save it. I just take out my setup and then I take out your setup, and then probably I'm gonna either decide between one or the other due to my personal liking, or B, make a mashup between both, because you could have something on your setup that I'm missing, or vice versa. And yeah, I'm looking forward to do more testing on that right now. Right now, being in a 2 minutes 13.5, that was the times that people in the top split were doing in the mid pack in the Porsche 911 RSR, so I'm pretty happy about that lap time. Oops. Yeah, but still should be possible then, shouldn't it be? What is your personal best here? Yes, Booth. Sorry, I'm over at that question. The slow speed bound or rebound dumping controls the weight transfer on the axis. I can go a little bit more into detail after this lapse or after the stream itself. Very good acceleration out of turn 1. That is all to the dampening in the rear. So the softer low speed damping helped me a lot on getting the power down with the car. It also gave a little bit more rear end grip, which is the reason why we now went faster through Eau Rouge. Very close then, 2 minutes 13.7. Slightly fucked up the first part of the comb. That's why I'm missing some time here. Yeah, but the car is going generally quicker to my placebo, I want to call it. Not sure whether I'm doing objective analyzing here or whether this is subjective, but the fact that I feel I can go quicker in every corner makes it feel right what we did on the setup, apart from overdriving the car obviously. This has never helped in iRacing and never will. No, it's also the dampening that plays a huge factor in damn, just running wide, in the weight transfer of the car. Yeah, another off track. That was definitely a cut. So we're invalid 2 minutes 13.5. That was a good Eau Rouge, especially on the exit. Just need to get the braking done this time. Lost even more time. Mr. Clean, the I rating has dropped, so we're at 2,850, around that. I think I would say it is a touch more stable as a conclusion. Another invalid lap time, but it's 2:13.6. Definitely a good sign though that we can do those lap times consistently. Yeah. Too much on the braking. Alright, setup will be saved. Yeah, Casimir's right about that though a bit. We save this V1, yes. My setups. Spa STO, that is what has been sent by Werner. And I'm not going to give this much of a look, I just take it out. Just want to make sure. Same fuel level. Yeah, but Casimir, what you say is absolutely correct, but bear in mind whatever I did on the other setups, all those lap times were done in the first or in the second lap as well. So I think you can, well, those lap times are comparable right there at the minute. It could be the right approach there, Booth. We will see very soon. I do not have a lot of knowledge of this car yet. I'm just... but this feels understeery to me. Rip. I'm not gonna judge this too much though until I've done a full lap. Yeah, Van, I kind of see your point there. Yeah, and I attacked it. Wow. Well, but your setup is a lot more understeer than mine is. And I just do not like using so much of brakes. It's alright. We're just sharing thoughts, that's everything, that's good. All fine, Casimir, I'm not feeling offended whatsoever. And yeah, just saying you have your points. And I just responded to it that I don't think this is a valid concern for me though in this perspective. Overshoot turn 1 a bit, but I assume I will lose a lot of time through a rouge now. Alright, I was wrong. Didn't lose a fair lot. Yeah, set up definitely for trail braking. I'm just too stupid though. Oh no, really? I'm sorry, Werner. I think it can be a good set if you're good on trail braking. Saying it doesn't suit me a fair lot. I'm looking into the setup itself. Yes, it is very soft on the front. It's also soft on the dampers on the rear. Interestingly, you run the small wing gurney flap. Oh yeah, booth could also be a fair point. That is. Wow, the rate you're running is tremendous. Hold on a minute, it's no big rate. Let me have a look at my setup once again and give this a final spin. So you take this a little less. I think we change this and that. That should definitely fix the much force is produced to keep both sides of the differential locked together. Yeah, I don't want to have that a fair lot. The preload sets an offset amount of static differential locking force that will always be present. Nope, we want to have that lower. I take that just right now. Aprecio, that is something very interesting you say, and if I'm not mistaken, Aprecio was also called my favorite taste of coffee on the Nespresso capsules. So well done to that naming. I've changed the geometry of my setup quite a lot. So the front spring is now stiffer than the rear spring. That was the other way around before. And I just want to see whether this helps me or does not help me. I think my setup now will also start understeering a lot now. But Aprecio, I quickly want to comment on your speech. There's a very few factors that determine the speed of a car on a track, saying the right wing level, saying the right gearing ratio, the right amount of power on the engine and cooling and stuff. But all the other things, dampers, springs, balance, aero balance, suspension balance, this all is, just as you say, personal liking. I'm pretty sure in a specific configuration the car has the very same speed for everyone. It's just down to the fact whether you can use it out of the current balance or whether you don't. Yes, I run wide there. I think I will definitely understeer into death in that area of the track. Well, let's see. Adjusted setup, what we can do, apart from out braking ourselves. Completely missed my braking point there. Wanna watch out for a rouge. Yeah. Understeer. Not what I like seeing, because it felt quicker in the cornery section of the track. Off track. Yeah, but between feeling quicker and being quicker, there is a huge difference, and I'm just pretty sure that changing this spring rates was the problem. So we're gonna change that back. I think lowering the rear end definitely did help. No, Aprecio, that is something I spoke to several people just in our team meeting we had yesterday in FSR. A setup is always about compromises. You cannot have the best cornering speeds and the best top and straight line speeds, and for this reason you cannot be perfect at every part of the track. However, you want to be quick overall to some extent. Oh yeah, that brings the turning momentum definitely backwards. Despite this massive slide, quicker through Rivage, quicker no-name corner. So the other setups changes I did, lowering the rear end, changing the differential, I think that gave me the little bit of extra speed, or a little bit extra balance to make use of the speed of the car. I think that is the right definition for it. Thank you very much, Aprecio. Just want to get a valid lap time down now to prove the point before taking a good 15-20 minute break. Let's see, Blanchimont. Oh, lovely. Hopefully without heavy out braking. A little bit off traction control, but we're a little bit into the minus. Let's see, Eau Rouge. Balance wise, this should be easily flat out. Oh, that is so lovely. Yeah, car balance feels spot on just till here. Theoretically, I should now be finally able to put in a really quick lap in. But this is still just theoretically. Ah. Oh. God damn it. No, when I was doing fine, it was just me overdriving. Just trying to thinking what could still be improved. I like the turning momentum of the car, I like the overall and general grip. It's just that the window where to drive the car has closed a little bit, saying the range where you have to move the car, the range where you have to drive the car in to be working and operating perfectly has just went from small to even non-existent. I want to do a final setup change. Which is going to be a camber a bit less. Not sure. And I want to keep really have the weight on the rear to counter steer that snap oversteer on the actual turn-in when still being on the brakes. Alright Kaisermir, thank you for being here. Good luck to you on the track later. I'm gonna give you a little shout out as once I can see you. For those of you watching later, have to watch out for Danny Rimple. I'm sorry I spoke it in the English way. He's gonna be the man to look for us and to watch out. To be fair, I want to see more impact of the wrong brake map. I want to see more impact of the or less impact of the traction control. I think that could be a last set in the car to increase the turning momentum. Obviously once in a slide I can easier lose it. Other than that, traction control should help me. Yeah, thank you very much, Werner. I think the car is good. I think it behaves good. I think we have good balance in it. I'm just gonna give this a final lap. Not perfect, but I take it. I think the setup is a little bit slower in the slow speed corners now. Have to admit that. Other than that, we pretty look okay. Could be worse. Yeah, rear end tires were lit, but the optimal was increased, let's say improved. And that was caused by the differential now. The differential not being strong enough to keep the car together on the rear end, which should be an increased coast. That should help me on the actual turn-in. A little bit more on the preload again. I'm gonna apply that. The lockup bars show too much rear brakes. Yellow leads, purplish front lock. Ah, there you go. So something learned again. You know what? we stop it here. We take a 15-minute break. We're gonna be back with a practice session for the actual IMSA Sportscar Championship race. I'm into the 2 minutes 13, so a little target is reached. And then we will have a look how the actual race will go. Hopefully, I'm not doing as much mistakes as I just did. Does increasing the preload cause more of a jerk? I'm sorry, I need to Google that word. So does increased preload cause more of a turn, or you mean more of a sudden movement, more of a sudden reaction of the car, or you mean more of a stop, of a pull, of a resistance? Okay, increasing the preload causes less of a jerk in that perspective. When you increase the preload, in that case, I can quickly bring that up. Chassis and the preload, diff preload. Preload sets an offset amount of static differential locking force that will always be present during both acceleration and deceleration. More preload means more locking, which adds understeer or throttle under deceleration and adds understeer, which adds understeer or throttle. Under deceleration, it adds understeer, which means snap oversteer under acceleration. That makes no sense at all, because if you have a closed differential, that means the left hand and the rear hand wheel turn at the same speed all the time, giving you a completely stiff drivetrain, which therefore just makes a car incredibly understeery. Whereas if the inner wheel can turn slower than the outer wheel, that will make the car turn a lot, a very lot. So that is how preload, or how differential is working in a short point, or in a short summary. So yeah, guys, I'm off for a good 5 to 10 minutes. Stay tuned. I'm gonna be back very soon, and then we have the first ever race in the Porsche 911 RSR around Circuit de Spa-Francochamps. Thank you so much for being here, guys, and see you in good 15 minutes.